So a very warm welcome to those of you who are on the committee. It's great that you're here, and an even warmer welcome to those of you who have chosen to come to the AGM. It's a very important part of the branch's activity. It's something that we are obliged to do, and there's a certain protocol that we'll go through. But I'm delighted to see that you're here, Cher, Gillian, and who else? I don't know. Richard. I know we conversed on email previously, so fantastic. The danger, of course, is rocking up to the AGM that you're going to end up getting a job. So I'm very pleased that you're here. Tremendous. Thank you. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Alice Ryans. I'm the chair of the North East branch, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to our AGM. So it's a certain structure of things to do. Done the welcomes, and we won't go through and get each of you to introduce yourself. That'll save you that embarrassment. I have no apologies for absence, so that's fine. I hope that you've all had the chance to see the minutes from the previous AGM, which we had in July 2019, and are very kindly hosted at Newcastle Uni. If I can just check for matters of accuracy or indeed inaccuracy before we accept those as a true record. I'm going to work on the assumption that silence is golden, and that you are approving the minutes.
Alistair.
Yeah. Who's that?
It's Klaus Michael, KMV.
Klaus, how are you?
How are you? I just wanted to check. I can't see anyone but you. I just wanted to sort of check whether you can actually hear us.
I can hear you. I'm not, because I'm not entirely sure of the protocol and the way we've set that, the way this is set up by the BCS. It is only set up for me and the presenter to be on video, I'm afraid.
I think Alistair, I think if you choose to, you can right click on people's name and make them presenter, and that'll enable the video for us if you want to. It's up to you.
Okay, I'm going to try you then, Ian. Oh, I can do all sorts of things. I can make you presenter. Is that what you mean?
So if you make me presenter, I think my video, I can then make my video come on.
Did anything happen? Oh, there you are.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, I love technology, me. You think I was a professor of computer science or something? It's fantastic. Now I'm not going to be able to get rid of you now, so you're going to have to stay, you realise. But that's fine. You know, you're vice chair. That's okay. It's tremendous. And anybody else wants to get themselves on Celebrity Squares, you can do that too. So, oh no, I've lost you all. The matters arising from the minutes. There was nothing contentious that isn't in the agenda. And why I'm saying about colleagues maybe getting themselves involved with the committee. One of the real matters arising from last year was trying to address the gender balance on both on the committee and indeed in those presenting to the branch. So if any female colleagues wish to come on to the committee, which isn't particularly onerous, I have to say, then we'd be delighted to welcome you. If we can look at ways to get more female colleagues involved across the whole of the group, then that would be tremendous. So doing the formal bits, I'd really like to thank everyone present, and indeed those not present, who have helped to keep us going in what has been a particularly strange year. We had reasonable performance up until February, but of course since lockdown we've been in a very strange situation. Again, I'd like to thank Klaus Michael for organising the Christmas event at Sage, and that was becoming a bit of an annual event, and I really hope that we're able to do something this Christmas face to face, but I'm not sure that that'll happen. And I'd like
to probably have to go rogue for that.
Well, I don't know if anyone was at the Dynamites Awards last Wednesday. We had a virtual event, and so you can do networking virtually. I'm not so sure that what was it, Remo? Was that the software? Oh, you're on mute, Dean. Do I have to unmute you? I can't even find you now. There you go.
Hello. Yeah, it was interesting when you could click on different tables to move around to do network, and it was unusual. I think you could go between floors as well.
Yeah, no, it was very bizarre, and yes. But so we might be able to do something like that. I think Veeam was actually quite expensive to hire out. But if Dynamo are using it, you pay a monthly license, and there's no limit on the number of times that you can use it. So we might, hopefully, we could join up with them and utilise that if that happens in December. But I would like to formally thank Marie Settersfield at the BCS, who is our point of contact, and she's been absolutely fantastic in helping us and supporting us. We went, I mean, as you'll see in a second, we had a reasonable number of talks through the autumn last year and into the winter in January and February, but obviously things went on hold in March. We did talk at the committee about whether we wanted to do online events, and it was felt that, you know, at that time in March that folks they'd really had too much of the online stuff, and so we held back. What I did do was open up to the membership presentations and events that were happening in different branches, and I know that a number of folks went along to those. There were some quite interesting ones. But through the summer we relented, and Hannah Underwood gave a talk on data for good, which was really well received. We had nearly 50 people attend that, so it was almost as high as our Sage event at Christmas time, which was our highest event, where we had nearly 60 people at that. So fantastic. Overall, despite the restrictions, we've had nearly 200 different people or 200 people coming to our events, which is commensurate with where we were last year. You know, so we had a number of talks. So John Timmis talked about AI. Joanna Berry we had asked to talk about digital entrepreneurship. As I say, the Anne Ledwith and Helen Baker did the event up at Sage. Christian Stewart did a fascinating talk on cashless society and from Barclaycard. Hannah picked up in July, and then I'm really pleased to say that we've got Stuart Collins from Sage coming to talk with us at 7:15 this evening. you'd be pleased to know that it doesn't mean that I'm going to talk now for the next half hour. Just it might be that, you know, I give us a little bit of leeway in case we wanted to have a discussion about things. I was really grateful to colleagues in other special interest groups and branches across the BCS who made their events available to us. So the next thing, sorry, the other thing to mention in the chair's report is that we have continued with our custom and practice of supporting and awarding a prize to the best first-year student in the 4 universities in our area, and this year Jack Reed from Newcastle University, who's doing BSc Computer Science, Daniel Stone from Durham doing BSc Computer Science, Martina Pani from Northumbria doing BSc Computer Science with Web Development, and Darren O'Connell from Sunderland doing BSc Computer Science are the 4 people that we will be nominating for prizes. It's great that the popularity of that keeps going on. Quite how we're going to get the prizes to them, yeah, it might be that we revert to post, but it would be really nice if we can do some kind of celebration event. One of the things that I'm very keen to get off the ground this year is how the student chapters at the 4 universities might come together under the umbrella of the North East branch to do some activities. Chris, I'm going to include you now in this wild opportunity to become a presenter. No, not Chris Bloomfield. Sorry, Chris. Although it'd be great if you're on as well. Oh,
I am here.
It's Chris Topham I'm looking for. Somehow I've got I don't know how in hell I did that. Chris Topham, I've lost you. Bear with me, people. He's gone. Chris, are you there?
Yep, I should be. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't
Okay.
find you on the list. Somehow I've managed to get the website agenda up, and goodness knows how I did that.
Right.
Oh, you've got that up.
I've got the agenda up. Yeah.
All right. I was hoping to see you.
I don't know how I can get rid of it.
Me neither.
I'll shut this
Don't
down.
worry. The important thing is that you give us the treasurer's
Okay.
report.
Yep. Right. Right. So this is for the financial year 2019-2020, and the branch was able to get an operating budget of £1,708, and we also had provisional approval for £1,000 to run a student hackathon event. So although it was disappointing the amount of actual sort of revenue we got, it was very encouraging to be provisionally awarded that money for the student hackathon. Throughout the year, we've been very much assisted with the generous provision of meeting locations and also refreshments from both the universities and from local companies. And we've also benefited because none of our speakers have asked for any expenses to be awarded. So we ended up at the end of the year with absolutely no expenditure whatsoever on our physical meetings, which I think, as Alistair was saying, was sadly curtailed by the COVID-19 pandemic in March. Also, the restrictions on physical meetings meant that our planned student hackathon was no longer viable for the financial year. So unfortunately, we've lost the provisional expenditure on that now. So the only expenditures which we actually had last year was the student prizes, and they totaled £360, which again were awarded, as Alistair was saying, to the most successful Year 1 students from the 4 universities, and we're going to do that the same again this year, and up to the same value. And we must sort of continue to do this because some of the areas which have dropped their student awards are no longer allowed to have a budget for them. So as long as we continue awarding them, we'll be granted budget for them. But if we stop, so the funding will stop. So overall, last year, the branch ended up with an underspend of £1,348. And we've had a warning that any underspends in this current financial year, 2020-2021, could be reallocated during the year. So as always, it's going to be a case of use it or lose it, really. The budget we did submit for this current year, we submitted it on schedule, and we were awarded £2,308.74, bizarrely, which is up about 35% on the previous year. And this is mainly to cater for some anticipated expenses with the meetings, physical meetings, once we can hopefully restart them in the new year. Thinking that we may struggle particularly for outside companies to host in the way they have done in the past, and we may have to put some money in for the catering. We also were successful in getting the supplementary funding request provisionally approved for the student chapters, to rejuvenate the student chapters, as Alistair was saying earlier as well. So that's £500. Again, that's really going to require some physical involvement, I would imagine. So again, that's going to be probably into next year as well. The BCS HQ Treasury have said that they anticipate minimal spend in this quarter, and that all the budget will be spent starting from January up until August, September time next year. So we're under no real pressure to use our allocated award until then. And that really, I think, is really the state we are at with our Treasury, really.
Oh, that's fantastic, Chris, and thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for really identifying that between now and Christmas, the spend is going to be minimal, if not zero, and so it really would be helpful if we can think about, from January onwards, any particular people that we wish to invite that is going to incur expenses, and as Chris says, look at how we might get the chapters back on stream and get that involved. We don't need to be limited to presentations. We can do different types of events. I know that AD has been really successful in doing Institute of Coding events at Newcastle, and Tom and his team at Northumbria have done similar, so that there's money that we can spend to do things along those lines, so a Coding for All type event might come into the mix, for example.
That's right. They've said that will be more money for the supplementary funding if we want to do any additional events as well, over and above what we've done.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Chris. So what we need to do is formally approve that financial report, and I need a proposer and a seconder.
I'll propose we accept it.
I second.
Thank you.
Chris
Sorry, who's
Bloomfield, I'll
seconding?
second.
Thank you. Thanks. Smashing. That's lovely. And so now we come to the part in the proceedings where we look at the election of office bearers and the committee for next year. We had a committee meeting last week just to see if anyone wanted to change their the role. And I'm very pleased to say that we've persuaded Chris to act as treasurer for another year. Thank you very much, Chris Topham. You know, the number of times I've said just another year to you, and it keeps working. So great, I love it. I have been chair now, I think, for 4 years. I'm very happy to carry on. But if anybody wishes to take over, I'm also very happy to stand down because I've taken on a role with BCS nationally as Vice President Academic. So I'm very happy if somebody wishes to step up to the plate. I can see the tumbleweed, so thanks for that. Unless anyone wishes to do that, then I propose that we retain the structure of the committee as was for last year. That would be me acting as chair, Ian as vice chair, Chris as treasurer, other Chris as our media guru, Chris Bloomfield, and the social media kids. It's fun, you know, doing a great job with that, and then the committee as was. I do need to speak with the guys who were on the young persons group, because I think they may have moved on from the region, and I'll chase those up. But in addition to last year's committee, I also wish to propose that Tom Prickett from Northumbria joins the committee, which then means that all 4 universities in our geographic area are represented in the committee. And with perfect timing, Richard Sterry contacted me yesterday wishing to get involved with the committee. And given that a volunteer is worth 10 pressed people, will bite his hand off. So thank you, Richard. If anyone else who's here wishes to get involved in the committee business, then please don't be shy. You will be welcomed with open arms.